You purchased this luxury apartment just to live with me. Quite an unexpected choice on your part. Well, I suppose I can't do much about it. I'll share the space with you. That's fine. Stop sulking and let's try to get along. The three of us differing today. What on earth are these two discussing? The individuals standing before me are my ex-spouse and former mother-in-law. We've been divorced for quite some time now. My ex-mother-in-law, who claimed to have done everything for my sake, has an egocentric personality. She never considered how miserable I felt, always dumping the cooking and cleaning responsibilities on me. As for my ex-husband, likely influenced by his overbearing mother, he is equally self-centered. This is precisely why I chose to end our marriage. I relocated without informing either of them about my new address, and yet here they are, somehow finding their way to my new place. Soon, I would discover a surprising fact. My name is Allison. I'm a 34-year-old professional woman. I've been with the same company since graduation, excelling in the sales department, leading several projects. I became so engrossed in the joy of work that years passed without me contemplating marriage or relationships. Reveling in achieving excellent results and climbing the corporate ladder, I saved up my salary and bonuses steadily. Before I knew it, I was over 30, but neither my parents nor I had any qualms about it, as I thoroughly enjoyed my life. Then, a particular encounter dramatically altered my life. A college reunion brought me face to face with Jack, who had been in the same seminar as me. While we hadn't interacted much during our college years, sitting together at the reunion, we discovered that our companies were business partners. Jack, working in legal affairs for a top-tier company, and I began talking about work, progressing to discussions about how we mentored our juniors, and eventually delving into our personal lives. Discovering many commonalities, Jack and I began meeting alone and eventually started dating. During our relationship, Jack was incredibly kind and an excellent listener, providing me with comfort and extra motivation to work harder. Less than 6 months into the relationship, we decided to get married. Colleagues, friends, and even my parents were surprised at the news of a workaholic like me tying the knot, but they all celebrated our union warmly at a small chapel wedding. I never envisioned myself in a wedding dress just months before, but the peak of this marital bliss was shattered when my ex-mother-in-law decided to visit despite my ill health. Steve, my ex-husband, seemed perfectly fine with it, even offering to wake me up. Though I could push myself to get up, I desired rest and recovery on this day off. Despite my condition, I found myself doing the cleaning and tidying in the 1 hour before my ex-mother-in-law's arrival, as Steve continued playing games unfazed. I collapsed into bed after she left for her evening appointment, without a word exchanged with Steve or the house cleaned. Originally, Steve always prioritized his mother and often put her wishes first. His mother adored him excessively, and despite dreaming of a happy married life, I found myself increasingly isolated as her influence grew. The reason my ex-mother-in-law clung to her son was money. She had a severe spending problem, not just on small indulgences but on extravagant travels and brand-name shopping sprees. She frequently requested loans, and not repaying them was considered the norm. I refused to give her a single penny. Steve, however, always caved in when she asked. His response was always, "Mom's in trouble. It's only natural to help her out a bit." This pattern strained our marriage, and I found myself feeling like an unpaid maid when I visited my in-laws. Despite being married, I took on tasks from cooking and cleaning to gardening and window washing, complying without complaint. I stood up to Steve for the sake of my parents who cried tears of joy at our wedding and for my own sake. "What are you talking about? My mom took great care of me too. If you don't want to get divorced, apologize right now," Steve yelled, surprising me by producing divorce papers, filling them out, and throwing them at me. I called my job, took urgent personal days, and started reverting to my maiden name, sorting out my affairs. On the day the divorce was finalized, I handed Steve the envelope from the city hall. "I've already filed for divorce," I said. His face turned red with anger, and he yelled, "Do you really want to put us through all this trouble?" But my feelings for him were gone. I divorced him to take care of myself. Life after the divorce had its challenges. One day, my ex-husband and former mother-in-law showed up at my condo. Of course, I hadn't given them my address. I couldn't find the right words over the intercom and reluctantly let them in. They proposed living with me, a notion that hadn't crossed my mind. I refused, but they seemed to dismiss my wishes, proceeding with the conversation as if it were a done deal. I absolutely refuse. Please leave immediately. We are no longer family. The relationship is over. Don't ever come back, I stated firmly. My ex-husband was taken aback, expecting me to agree. He threatened trouble and suggested I'd end up alone forever. I called the police, and with the help of my neighbors, I found safety. Later, I discovered that my ex-husband had a child with his mistress during our marriage. Fueled by anger and betrayal, I filed for damages due to the affair. It turned out he had also taken a significant amount of money, claiming it was for their wedding fund, which ended up with my ex-mother-in-law. As the legal battles unfolded, my ex-husband's life unraveled. His career suffered, and he faced financial troubles. His mother, burdened with debt, found herself borrowing even more. Life post-divorce was tough, but I was determined to build a new and independent life, free from the toxic influences of the past. In the aftermath of the divorce, I focused on rebuilding my life. The legal battles and revelations about my ex-husband's double life had taken a toll, but I was determined to move forward. I threw myself into work, finding solace and purpose in my career. As the months passed, I discovered a newfound strength within myself. The support of friends and colleagues became invaluable, and I started to redefine what happiness meant for me. No longer tethered to the expectations of others, I began to explore my own interests and passions. One day, while working on a challenging project at the office, I received a call from my attorney. The legal proceedings regarding damages due to the affair were progressing, and it seemed that justice was on my side. Despite the emotional roller coaster, I felt a sense of closure and empowerment. I moved on with my life, embracing the freedom to make decisions for myself. The toxic influences of my past were slowly fading away. I surrounded myself with positive people who uplifted and supported me, creating a new family of chosen relationships. With time, I even considered the possibility of opening my heart to love again. The scars of the past were healing, and I began to see the potential for a brighter future. Dating cautiously, I met someone who respected and cherished me for who I was, allowing me to rediscover the joy of companionship. As the seasons changed, so did my outlook on life. I moved into a new phase, leaving behind the shadows of my failed marriage. The high-rise condo, once a symbol of an ill-fated attempt at reconciliation, became a haven of independence and resilience. One day, as I stood on the balcony of my condo, overlooking the city, I realized how far I had come. The pain of the past no longer defined me. I had emerged from the storm, stronger and wiser. Life was not without its challenges, but I faced them with a newfound courage and determination. The lessons learned from the tumultuous journey shaped me into a woman who valued herself and her autonomy. I had reclaimed my identity and forged a path forward, leaving behind the echoes of a marriage that had crumbled under the weight of deception and misplaced priorities. In the continuous narrative of my life, I found myself immersed in personal and professional growth. The echoes of the past became distant whispers as I embraced the opportunities that lay ahead. The scars of betrayal and heartbreak served as reminders of my resilience rather than anchors that held me back. Professionally, I continued to excel in my career, taking on new challenges and leadership roles. The sense of accomplishment and recognition fueled my ambition, and I discovered a passion for mentoring others. Empowering those around me became not only a professional goal, but also a personal fulfillment. Outside the confines of the office, I delved into hobbies and activities that brought joy and fulfillment. The high-rise condo, once a symbol of an ill-fated attempt at reconciliation, transformed into a sanctuary of peace and self-discovery. The walls echoed with laughter and the hum of a life lived on my terms. As time passed, the legal battles concerning damages due to the affair concluded. The resolution brought a sense of closure, allowing me to turn the page on that tumultuous chapter. I didn't harbor resentment. Instead, I channeled my energy into building a future defined by my choices. In the realm of relationships, I navigated the complexities of dating with caution. Each connection became an opportunity to learn and grow, fostering a deeper understanding of myself and what I desired in a partner. The wounds of the past no longer dictated my journey. Instead, they became stepping stones toward a more authentic and fulfilling love. The support system I cultivated, comprised of true friends and understanding colleagues, became a cornerstone of my life. Together, we celebrated victories and weathered challenges. Their presence reaffirmed that I was not defined by the mistakes of the past, but by the strength and resilience with which I faced them. The seasons changed, marking the passage of time, and I found solace in the rhythm of life. The cityscape visible from my condo's balcony became a metaphor for the vast possibilities that stretched before me. The scars on my heart, once raw and painful, transformed into badges of courage and wisdom. As I embraced the journey ahead, I realized that my story was an evolving tapestry, woven with threads of growth, self-love, and newfound wisdom. The high-rise condo, once a witness to tumultuous emotions, stood tall as a testament to my ability to rise above adversity. Amidst the ebb and flow of life, I discovered a renewed sense of purpose. The lessons learned from the trials of my past became guiding stars, steering me toward a future rich with self-discovery and authenticity. In my professional journey, I continued to ascend the ladder of success. The challenges I faced only fueled my determination to make a meaningful impact. As a mentor, I found fulfillment in helping others navigate their own paths, sharing not only my victories but also the wisdom gained from overcoming setbacks. The high-rise condo, once a backdrop to the turbulence of my past, transformed into a haven of tranquility. Its walls resonated with the echoes of resilience and the laughter of newfound joy. Embracing solitude, I reveled in the freedom to shape my surroundings, a reflection of the woman I had become. The legal proceedings had concluded, and the closure it brought allowed me to release the last lingering threads of the past. I emerged not as a victim, but as a victor, having transformed the pain into a source of strength. The wounds, though still present, had mellowed into markers of endurance rather than reminders of betrayal. In matters of the heart, I navigated the intricate dance of love with a newfound grace. Each relationship, whether fleeting or enduring, contributed to the mosaic of my experience. The high-rise condo became a symbol of independence, a space where I embraced love not as a crutch, but as a beautiful addition to an already fulfilling life. The support system I cultivated evolved into a chosen family. Together, we faced the complexities of life, celebrating victories and providing solace in moments of challenge. True friendships flourished, and I learned that strength is not found in isolation, but in the connections we forge with those who understand our journey. As seasons changed, so did the landscape of my life. I stood on the balcony of my condo, gazing at the city below, appreciating the beauty of the ever-changing skyline. The scars on my heart had become insignias of resilience, and the strength that propelled me forward was no longer fueled by anger, but by a deep-seated love for the woman I had become. The story unfolded, a narrative of triumph over adversity, and I embraced the evolving chapters with open arms. Life, once a tumultuous storm, now flowed with a rhythm that resonated with the music of growth and self-love. The high-rise condo, once a witness to heartache, stood as a beacon of resilience, a testament to the unwavering spirit within. As the pages of my life continued to turn, I found myself embracing the unfolding chapters with a newfound sense of liberation. The wounds of the past, once searing and raw, had transformed into gentle reminders of the strength I carried within. Professionally, my trajectory soared higher. The challenges that came my way were met with a resilience born from the lessons of adversity. I expanded my horizons, taking on projects that not only enriched my career but also allowed me to contribute meaningfully to the world around me. The high-rise condo, now a sanctuary of success and self-expression, echoed with the triumphs of my professional journey. The legal battles had settled, and with it came a sense of closure that allowed me to redirect my energy toward building a future defined by my terms. No longer entangled in the complexities of the past, I reveled in the freedom to shape my destiny. The scars of betrayal became insignias of triumph, telling a story of resilience and personal growth. In matters of the heart, I navigated the intricacies of love with a newfound wisdom. Relationships, whether fleeting or enduring, were embraced as chapters in the grand narrative of my life. The high-rise condo, once a symbol of failed reconciliation, now stood as a testament to the strength of a heart that had healed and learned to love again. The chosen family I had cultivated continued to be a source of strength and joy. The bonds forged in the crucible of shared experiences became the pillars of support that held me upright in moments of challenge. True friendships blossomed, and together, we reveled in the beauty of a life shaped by authenticity and connection. Standing on the balcony of my condo, I marveled at the city below, a city that had witnessed my transformation. The skyline, ever-changing, mirrored the fluidity of life, and I embraced the evolving rhythm with open arms. The scars on my heart had become symbols of empowerment, etched by the choices I made to honor my own worth. The narrative unfolded gracefully, not as a saga of victimhood, but as a journey of self-discovery and resilience. Life, once a tempest, now flowed with a gentle current, carrying me toward horizons rich with possibility. The high-rise condo, once a backdrop to heartache, stood tall as a beacon of strength, a symbol of a woman who had found her way back to herself. And so, the story continued, a tapestry woven with threads of growth, love, and triumph. Each day brought new chapters, and I faced them with a heart open to the beauty of a life shaped by authenticity and self-love. The high-rise condo, once a witness to the storms, now stood as a testament to the unwavering spirit that carried me through.